My sister was dating my ex's brother and kept pressuring me to get back with my ex. A few weeks ago, my family tried to pressure me into getting back with my ex. When I refused, they started stalking and harassing me. Then my mom invited me over for lunch. Something felt off, but I went anyway. As soon as I walked in, I saw not only my sister, whom I've been no contact with for 6 years, but also my ex, whom I broke up with 6 years ago. I knew instantly what was happening and turned around to leave. But my sister's husband was standing at the door and told me to sit down for my own sake. A moment later, my sister started talking. What she said made me laugh in disbelief. She told me that since they found out I'm pregnant, they feel I'm making a huge mistake, and it's their duty to prove my ex is the right man for me. But it got even worse. They also believe that once my baby is born, my husband should give up his parental rights so my ex can be the father. I didn't even have a chance to respond before my sister started reading a letter. It said my ex was always meant to be with me, and that I tore the family apart by not marrying him. Maybe 5 minutes later, my brother showed up livid. He grabbed my things and told everyone he was disgusted and disappointed. We left and sat in his car until my dad and husband arrived. By then, I was sobbing. My brother just kept apologizing. Later, I emailed everyone involved except my mom. I included my lawyer's contact and told them I never want to be contacted again. If they do, I'll go to the police. No one has contacted me since, but I heard from my dad that my mom and sister are hysterical. They told him they hope to make things right and that my sister could be a part of the baby's life, maybe even as a godmother. My dad is currently staying with my brother. Both support me, but some family members don't. A few mutual friends have reached out worried about my sister because she's spreading the story that my husband is isolating me from my family. I don't like having my business out in public, but I posted everything on Facebook. My sister, her husband, and my ex are getting a lot of backlash, which I think they deserve. For background, I started dating my brother's best friend when I was 16. We stayed together until I finished high school. He proposed, and I said no. That sparked a lot of drama. My family tried to convince me to reconsider, maybe have a long engagement, or promise to come back to him. My relationship with my brother suffered for a bit, but it eventually recovered. My relationship with my sister, however, never did. She was convinced my ex was perfect for me. It only got worse when she started dating his brother. After the breakup, my ex kept getting invited to everything family holidays events because my siblings saw him as a friend. I stayed quiet about it for a long time. Eventually, though, my sister began pushing for a reunion. She tried to set us up on accidental dates and even made us share a room during holidays. Finally, I had enough and asked my parents to step in. They talked to my siblings and stopped inviting my ex to things. My brother backed off. My sister didn't. It came to a head when I met my husband during a study abroad semester. He was from another university in the same country. We clicked instantly. After a year, we got engaged. Everyone was happy except my sister. She insisted I was just in the honeymoon phase and that I'd grow out of it. I didn't. After countless fights and attempts to push me back toward my ex, I gave her a final warning. If she did anything again, I'd cut her off. What did she do? She made me hang out exclusively with the bridal party, which included my ex, and even set one of her friends up as my husband's date at the wedding. We didn't realize until the reception when that woman tried to make a move on my husband. My sister said that since we weren't married yet, it was okay to explore other options. I left the wedding party that night. The next day, I told my parents and brother I wouldn't make them choose sides, but I'd never speak to my sister again. And if they tried to fix things, I'd cut contact with them too. My mom was heartbroken and tried to negotiate. But my dad and brother said they'd support whatever decision I made. Other than 2 small attempts from my mom, I haven't spoken a word to my sister in 6 years. Since then, she's tried every trick, gifts, tantrums, but I ignore her. At family events, I act like she doesn't exist. At first, she'd try to provoke me with snide comments or drama, but no one backed her, so she gave up. She even had a meltdown when she found out she was invited to the wedding, but wouldn't be part of any planning. My brother has told me he regrets going along with it for so long. His relationship with my ex took a hit because of all this. They still talk, but it's not the same. Since the incident, I had one more conversation with my mom. She insisted she knew best, called me a bad person, and claimed she would be pursuing grandparents' rights or even custody of my child. I don't know what she's been telling people, but it caused me to panic. So my lawyer sent her a formal letter. Around the same time, my dad officially moved out. He told her he couldn't be part of her campaign to terrorize his own child. My brother and his wife also decided to cut contact with her. It may seem like a sudden break, but after the intervention, it was clear how far things had gone. My husband told everyone afterward that they had to seriously think about what mattered and make a choice. He said he would not raise our child in a toxic environment. Reason number 32, 716, why I love him. He's been heartbroken over the whole situation with my mom. He told her plainly she would never be part of our lives again. He also spoke to his mom, my mother-in-law, after a strange comment she made, and she fully understood and apologized. She's always been kind and respectful and comes from a loving family herself. My dad and brother kept apologizing to me even though I've forgiven them. My dad says he still can't believe it came to this, but no matter what, he's on my side. He said he'd help fight anything my mom or sister tried to pull. Later, my brother and his wife sat down with their kids and explained that grandma wasn't well and had tried to hurt their auntie and baby cousin. They told the kids she wouldn't be in their lives anymore. It was hard, but the kids are smart. They also explained that their other aunt, my sister, wouldn't be around either, which didn't bother the kids much. They'd never really liked her anyway. My mom lost it after finding out. She kept saying she had rights and would see her grandkids no matter what. My dad is still staying with us for now, but he's looking for a place of his own. He already hired a divorce lawyer, moved his finances, and stopped responding to my mom's endless emails and messages. His lawyer advised not to block her, just to document everything. A few days after I last posted about this, I had a dangerous spike in blood pressure. My mom and sister had shown up at my house uninvited. The cleaning lady let them in, not knowing the situation had changed. I saw their car as I was getting home and refused to go inside. I called my husband's sister, who came right away, and told them to leave, or we'd call the police for trespassing. They left, but I felt awful. We went straight to the doctor, who told me I needed to avoid stress or I could put the baby at risk. That was the turning point. My dad, my husband, and my uncle went to my mom's house and removed everything my dad owned. My sister was there and screamed at my husband, blaming him for destroying the family. My dad told them they had nearly killed the baby and that he wanted no more contact. My sister kept begging my brother for help, but he's done. It breaks my heart, especially for my nephew, because he's losing so much of his family over his mom's behavior. But it is what it is. As for those grandparents' rights, my mom keeps talking about my lawyer sent her a formal letter making it clear that she'd caused harm to my health and that any further harassment would lead to legal action. My brother also sent her a similar letter. Neither she nor my sister has agreed to therapy. They might be struggling mentally, but it's clear this wasn't just a one-time issue. They've been united in this for years. Right now, my focus is on healing, being healthy, and enjoying the holidays with my real family. We've started therapy individually and as a group. My dad and brother carry guilt, but we're healing as a unit. We changed our numbers, electronics, notified friends, employers, and even the police. We're protecting ourselves now. My dad rewrote his will. My sister's son still gets a trust and part of the inheritance. but she only gets a token amount. He's truly done with her. I was feeling guilty about her for a while until my baby was born. She's here, and we're blessed. It's not how I imagined my motherhood to start, especially without my mom in the picture, but so many people have stepped up for us. Near the end of my pregnancy, we even tested who we could trust. We told certain people a fake story about me going into labor to see who leaked it. It worked. Anyone who passed that info along was cut off. My ex, who my friends now jokingly call Bates, started telling people the baby was his and that we'd been secretly seeing each other. Nobody believed him. My husband contacted his employer with the truth. Long story short, he was suspended and is likely to be fired. They've asked for documentation and seemed genuinely apologetic. My mom tried to find us, but everyone who knows our location has gone no contact with her. My dad's lawyer sent her a letter saying all communication must go through attorneys now. It's been just us and my dad for a while. He's been incredible with the baby, feeding her, changing her, being the best grandpa ever. Eventually, he got a visit with my nephew, despite my sister's drama. She had been making disturbing videos online, threatening self-harm unless my husband stopped alienating her family. My dad emailed her offering to see her son, but also told her he'd report her for her threats. The videos stopped. Some people said I gave Bates false hope. That couldn't be further from the truth. I stayed silent for years, hoping he'd move on. Once I spoke up and met my husband, I spent so much time trying to get my sister off my back. I had a long engagement for a reason. I married after my sister and was never in love with my ex again. I still love my mom and sister in a way, but I love my child and husband more. I choose a healthy life over holding on to broken relationships. Thank you for listening to today's stories. If you enjoyed listening, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, leave a comment below to share your thoughts on what happened. Take care.